All right, dude. So thank you for sitting down with me. Just for those who don't know your story, kind of tell me a little bit about the injuries that you were dealing with before we started working together.
So before we started working together, I dealt with back pain and then I took a little rest, thought it would help, and then that same pain kept flaring up, but in different spots of my body. And so I tried going to PT for it. And as I went to PT for my forearm and for my shoulder, um, nothing really ended up helping. And it just continued to be the process of deloading and trying to help my body recuperate and it never actually getting better until that was probably for like 6 months as well. And then when I started going to you, I think literally the first day that I came into the facility and then I threw a ball pain free. um and then after that, um I just continued to keep doing like the program that you gave me. And then I built up my throwing with that. And as the time went on, finally got healthy. And then now I'm just through high school and summer pain free for the first time in a long time. So,
So, I'm super pumped to hear that, dude. But as far as like the actual kind of injury and stuff that you were dealing with at the shoulder, like when you were in PT, did you have any sort of diagnosis of what they were really trying to attack and target?
I think it was like tendonitis. So it was something where it's like there's not really much structurally wrong, but it was just like whenever I would throw, like I knew something was wrong because it would hurt, but there wasn't anything in like X-rays or anything like that uh, said it was wrong.
So how I know originally like your dad found me. So when he kind of brought this idea to you, what was your first kind of reaction to, hey, I'm gonna work on my posture?
Well, first off, just from seeing what people said, I was like, it's too good to be true. There's like no way, right, that uh if I do posture, I'll feel way better. But um yeah, at first it seemed like uh, a little silly, I guess. Like, what does my posture have to do with throwing? But when I actually looked into it and saw, like, hey, there's a lot of like focus and details within this, and then when I actually started doing it, obviously, like, I saw how good it really was.
How do you feel like it affected your throwing mechanics? Because we've talked a little bit about mechanics, but never like really done like a traditional pitching lesson of sort when it comes to it. So how do you feel like your body's moving differently now than it was before?
I mean, I haven't had to think about my mechanics this like whole season that I've thrown. Like, I've literally just been throwing with like uh I guess good enough mechanics to never notice anything wrong.
So I know I don't think I've ever asked you this question specifically, but as far as like with your brother and sister both playing Division 1 baseball or softball and you being injured kind of going into this big recruitment year, did you feel any sorts of pressure as to like I've got to get this thing fixed right now to get to where they're at?
100%. I mean, like, especially just knowing like how hard it is to get recruited after this year, like when all the teams' spots are kind of filled up, I definitely knew like I had to get healthy and perform this year.
So we ended up committing to Xavier. So congrats on that, dude. But walk me through that kind of process of like I don't know if I can throw right now to, oh my goodness, I just like achieved the dream that I set out for myself.
So yeah, there was definitely months and months of me trying to throw and see not being happy with what I saw or what I felt. And I mean, just trying to throw bullpens or anything like that, like it was just not fun at all. But then as I continued like working with you and then taking care of my throwing as well, I just continued to get better. And then the biggest thing is when I truly had like confidence that like, hey, like my body doesn't hurt right now. I can like throw as hard as I like can. I can compete as much as I want. I can have like that fun on the field. And then just as I've pitched more and more, I just continued getting better. So,
What do you feel like came first? More of the physical confidence of it being ready to go, or more of the mental, like which one kind of came first for you?
I think like the mental confidence, I would say.
So what changed for you mentally in terms of like you're just kind of saying I can now go out there and compete and like know that it's not going to be an issue for you. So what changed or what was the thing that finally worked?
So like when I knew that like my body was like in line and like I felt good, I knew like I don't have to worry about getting hurt again and all that stuff. I can just be a kid and like compete when I'm on the field, you know.
How would you describe the process that I put you through as different from the other forms of rehab and things that you were trying for the back or the shoulder?
So like when I would go to PT, like we would just do a lot of strengthening work and it's it's not like I'm like the strongest guy ever, but I knew that like I'm strong enough to throw a baseball and feel healthy. It's not like the strength, there's just something wrong. And then when I came to you, it's like this stuff that I've been doing actually works. Like when I've seen my posture photos from before I worked with you and then to now, like my body is like in a much better like state now. And then so that like changed everything, I guess.
So how would you describe like how posture and like the word posture has changed in your perception of like when we first started to now, like what's that difference in how you think about it?
I thought at first like posture was just like sitting with like your shoulders rolled back and like your back up straight. But like now I actually understand that um it's like doing these exercises to like be able to be where your body naturally wants to be. And then like that translate not just when you're standing for a posture photo, but even when I'm pitching, like my body's in like my natural like best position.
Yeah, just overall able to move more efficiently because it's less cockeyed in the way that it can recruit all those muscles. And that's a hard thing to understand until you internally feel it. So
100%.
like how would you try to describe like that internal change that you have from like before you do your exercises to after you do your exercises on a daily basis?
Like I guess even just on a daily basis, um, especially if it hasn't been a while since I've done it, like the day before, like I can definitely tell, like, hey, my body's like a little out of line. Like it feels a little like, I wouldn't say stiff, but it's just like, um, it doesn't feel optimal, I guess. Uh, but once like I kind of do the exercises before I throw, it feels like everything's more like sturdy and like uh even more just like athletic, I guess.
Okay. How much has your like your pre-throw routine changed? Because one of the things that like guys commonly tell me is like I've cut my warm-up routine in half of what it used to be. So has anything about your pre-game or pre-throw routine actually changed?
I would definitely say a little bit or like the beginning of my warm up has changed like a lot, I guess. Because like instead of kind of just doing whatever stretching like feels good that day, I have like a plan going into it. And so I'll always do my posture before like I do my dynamic warm up and then my arm like pre throw. But it's definitely changed a lot. There's like a lot more like of a plan going into throwing every day.
So if there was somebody on the fence who was watching this and was like, "Hey, I still don't know if posture's for me," like what would you kind of say to that person as far as like, is this thing really going to benefit you?
I would probably say that like when you do the posture exercises, there's like so much more like potential to gain than you'd think, I guess. Like when you actually stay consistent to it and do it every day, you're gonna make gains that you like never thought were possible just from doing like posture exercises.
So what were some of those gains for you outside of being able to throw without pain?
Well, yeah, that as well. And then uh from being like 91 the year before and then not having an off season to like really get better and train throwing. And then once I finally got back to throwing 100%, I got back to 91. So that was good. And then as I continued to throw in the summer, I ended up hitting 93.6. So
All those are definitely good things. All right, dude. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to do this. If there's anything else that you want to add, I want to give you the space to say that. But other than that, dude, I appreciate your time right now.
thank you.